Should be ready to live stream. Yep, we're on YouTube. All right. So, oh my gosh, ladies, isn't this just been an amazing week this week? Like, you've got nuggets, you've got things. We've been able to be real people in the morning here. And just to be able to have this time together that helps us to focus and just start our Mary Kay New Year out on a strong note. It's empowered me. So I hope it's empowered you this week. But today we're going to go over a few things about finishing strong, closing out a week, closing out a month, um, even a quarter. And because when you have a really strong week or a week that wasn't quite so strong, you still have to finish it and not ignore it. Okay. I think the easy thing to do is my week wasn't that great. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to start fresh on Sunday. But you really have to dig in and go, okay, this, and this. I did this good. And I always want people to find your win for the week. And I think Lisa's going to really talk to that today for us. So when you learn that, it helps you to shift quicker back to work mode versus to sit in self, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but. Okay. And I heard from the start of my Mary Kay business, don't ever should on yourself. Okay. Don't ever should on yourself. Instead, go, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. So, Mary Kay Ash, when Mary Kay founded this company, she worked holding 10 parties a week. I mean, like literally, she'd have 20 and she would dovetail out 10, she'd hold 10, and she ran a high hostess contest every single week. So, Saturdays was her day to get on the phone and up her sales. Okay. And we're sitting with a queen of sales here. I hope you all realize that. Like, we are blessed to have a queen of selling in this group. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's my friend. I know her. And so thank you, Lisa Bro. I love you. But this is why she did that, was so that she could finish her week stronger. She never just let a week happen. She made a week happen. And so just knowing that, but I think also knowing what is your selling goal for the week? What is your booking goal for the week? How did you host as coach, team building, and referrals? So these things are the pillars that support the business. So Lisa, I know you've got some great things, and then I'll just come in on the backside and kind of fill in and finish it up. So yay.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Beth. And so I love a finish. That is one of my strengths, is to run to the finish line, to stay positive, and to just activate whatever needs to be done. So that's part of who I be. So it's a gift, but I can also, it can be transferred and it can be learned, because I think it was learned. So one of the things is, I like to always say, work while you wonder, because there's going to be times you're like, I don't even know what my goal is. I'm not sure what my why is. I don't know. I love Mary Kay, but I don't know if I really have a big goal. I don't know. Work while you wonder, because in the process of the working is where all of the ideas and the whispers and the energy and the focus comes. So just work while you wonder. You have to, if you're in a regular career, you've got to work and you got to put in the time. So you want to decide, how much time do you want to invest in your Mary Kay business, and just focus on that. Whether you're an electronic date book person or you're a paper date book person, get on the habit on Sunday nights, reviewing your week. Actually review 2 weeks and sometimes off into the third, putting your God things first. Are there things that are important for you for your faith? Put those in as an appointment. Then you put your family things, look ahead. Are there birthday parties? Are there, what's going on with family things? Put your family things in. If you work another job, put that in, X that out. You can't do Mary Kay at the same time, although I know a lot of you have customers at your work. But I mean, as far as doing facials and classes and things like that. And then you look and you go, what is what I call non-negotiable goal? And a non-negotiable is, how many appointments Are you focused on having? They can be an on the go, or some people call those 5 and 5s. Those are the same thing as an on the go. Is it going to be a facial? Is it going to be a virtual party? Is it going to be an in-person party? Is it going to be a sharing appointment? What are those appointment wise that you have non-negotiable that you're going to hold? And whatever that number is, do you have that in the books for that week or the next? Or do you still need to get on the phone Sunday night or Monday to book those? I always remember when I really made what's called a quantum leap. I went from a certain place, and I wanted to really like jumpstart. I wanted to move into earning my car. And I figured out that if I did 5 by Friday, if there were 5 appointments that I held on Friday, so I might have had a book 8, but I had to hold 5. And at that time, my children were little, and every Friday in the summer, we did something called Friday Fun Day. So we would go ahead and we would do something with my siblings and their kids. And my mission in my mind was I had to non-negotiable. I had to have 5 appointments held by Friday. So I tried to book my appointments early in the week. So if life happened and somebody couldn't hold their appointment, I still had more days to wrap that up. So that was just something that, so figure out, what is it for you? What is your non-negotiable? Do you know your averages? If you're going and doing it on the go, what is your average when you sit with somebody and update them and show them things? What is your goal for your facials? What is your goal, or what is your average for your facials? What is your average for your parties? What is your average from your party virtually compared to an in-person party? Do you know your average? Because that's going to get to your dollar amount. Then you break that down, and that lets you know how many of those appointments you want to hold. At that point, when I was doing the 5 by Friday, I knew that if I did 5 appointments, that I would sell at least $600. This was probably 35 years ago when I set that goal at that time. But that was how I helped to set a goal. So I wouldn't, I'd be doing the activity with my averages to know I would hit that goal. So that kind of set me up for success with that. And you're going to know what works for you. So work weekly. Even if you only have, like I talked about when I trained about the magic pockets, you could get so much done in those. I have 5 minutes before I have to leave the house. You just can't even imagine how much you can get done in a magic pocket. I want you to think this thought. Has anybody ever had their house for sale? Like you've had your house for sale? Okay, so that's a crazy time in life, right? Well, twice I had my house for sale when I had little ones. And I remember, you get a call like, hey, in 15 minutes, we're going to bring somebody to see your house. Well, you ran around in 15 minutes and you were like a tornado, cleaning everything up, putting everything away. So everything looked like a showcase. And beforehand, there were toys strewn here and food here and whatever. So think that thought, but with a 5 minutes, when you got your 6 most important things done and you have profiles or names and numbers of who you're going to call, what hostesses are you following up? In that 5-minute little pocket, you are amazed what you get done. Sometimes that's like an hour's worth of work when you're doing something and like going to go put the dishwasher on. Oh, going to do a load of laundry. That's not focus time. So when we're working our business, we want to be present to our business. When we're with our family, we literally want to turn off Mary Kay and be present to our family. The only exception is that if you're out with your family and you're having dinner and you want to give a business card or a sample to the waitress, that's a different story. Or there's somebody you see when you're out in it. That's different. But I mean, really, when you're with your family, try to really be present. Look in their eyes, sit with them, have conversations, put your phones away. You guys, put your phones away. Focus on where you need to be, because we want to be able to be bring joy in every aspect of our life and be present in every aspect of our life. And I know some of you have some little ones in your life. And when you're working your business, especially like in the summer when they're around, tell them what you're doing. I have to go make about, 15 minutes or half hour worth of business and show them on a clock where that's at. When the clock looks, this is here, I'm coming back and we're going to go play a game, or we're going to go make cookies together, or we're going to go to the park. But being present, and it sets them up so they're not going to interrupt you because you tell them. And I promise you, if literally when the clock hits like 7, like let's say it's 4:15 in the afternoon, and you said you're going to be done, then you guys be done. Do not make one more call. Be done so that they can trust that you are really putting them first, and then you go do what you're going to do. So those are some of the little things that can make such an impact. I've done this business I started when my son was 18 months old. He is now 41. I've done it through all those: preschool, grade school, high school, college, weddings. Now I'm a grandma, and now I have Grandma Day. So I do the same things that I did when Brian was 18 months old with my grandchildren, so that they understand that harmony and that balance too. I am totally present to them like I was with him when he was raised. But when I work, I work. You guys, I love to work. I love this business, and I work. And I have so much fun working. So, and then at the end of the week, literally every week, celebrate your wins. What is it that you did? And it might be, I was here, I was present to this. Or maybe I'm in the process of taking a half hour every day in the next few days to rewatch something here. I'm telling you, this is such a blessing, Beth. Wow. Wow, wow. Every single teacher that poured into you were amazing. I felt like I was sitting at the feet of Mary Kay, and I sat at the feet of Mary Kay. They have the heart of Mary Kay. They have the wisdom of Mary Kay. They have the words that Mary Kay taught us being brought back out, and they're as relevant today as they were when Mary Kay was literally with us and speaking these words into us. So I just want you to know this, for those of you on here, this is a gift. Like, this is a gift. And what a blessing, just so you know, this is staying here. This is a Facebook group. And the way this was presented, it's staying here. I am literally, I believe we have a new consultant that's going to be joining in the next day or two. I'm actually going to have her feed into this. This is amazing for a new consultant to see all of you, to see what's been taught, to see how we do things. So wow, wow, wow. Thank you. This is a win for all of us to be participating in this. So what is your win? And sometimes you have a win because you're like, oh my gosh, I had a $500 party. Or, oh my gosh, I had a facial and they bought the whole miracle set. And sometimes it's like, I put my 6 most important things together list to do every single day. Or I did it 2 days this week. Because if you've never done it before, if you do it 2 days, that's a win. They don't have to be huge, but celebrate your wins. Remember, you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. And I think most of us are what Jeannie Martin, National Sales Director Emeritus, and Beth, we were in her presence yesterday for hours, and filled our cup so we can fill your cup. But one of the things she says are you a wrong person? Are you a person that you have to start here and move to here, and then move to here, and then move to here? Those are our wrong people. And I think the majority of people in Mary Kay, we are wrong people. And if you're a rooftop means you started from doing like maybe $50 in sales, and you're going to do $1,000 starting today in the next week, and you're going to keep moving that. That is a rooftop. How many of you are about to like, oh my gosh, I'd freeze. That freezes me. The thought of, $1,000 a week is exciting. But when you go, here's where I am, here's where I'm going, can I do that? There are people that can do that, but I will tell you that's not the norm. The norm is, okay, I'm having $50. Can I move in the next 3 weeks? Can I go to 100 by doing just one more little appointment, or one more on the go, or 5 phone calls to follow up with customers? And then when you start, that becomes a norm. Then you go, oh, can I move it to 250 or can I move it to 3 to be a star? Remember, 300 is a magical number in Mary Kay. $300 in sales every single week will get you star consultant level. And that is huge. That's really huge to be part of that on a regular basis. So you can eat an elephant one bite at a time. And as you do that, and as you set your goals, look at a long-term goal. Where do you want to be at the finish of the Mary Kay year in June next year? But then you got to go, okay, what am I going to do quarterly then? What's my mark quarterly? And what is my mark monthly to make sure I'm staying on track? And what is my mark monthly, weekly? And then how many days can I invest? How many minutes in each day to make that a reality? Break that elephant down into bite-sized pizzas. Otherwise, it sounds good. And when we're saying to somebody, oh, I'm going to do this, there's an excitement, but we walk away and we go to bed that night and our thought is, can I really do this? Can I do this? And then our confidence goes down. But when you do the little bite-sized pizzas and then you're hitting them and you're hitting them and maybe you miss one, but the next week you hit it again or you hit higher, that brings confidence. And when you have confidence, you are contagious. You can tell when somebody is living in their confidence, they've grown confidence. Okay, you know where I saw it? On Thursday. I have watched every one of you consultants that went on there Thursday and you took a product that you love and you showcased it for us. Wow, wow, wow. I saw confidence. And you know what else I saw? I saw a little bit of apprehension when you started talking your first sentence or two. And then as you talked, you just grew and grew and grew. So thank you for doing that. I think some of you, this is not something that you thought you would ever do. Some of you might not have ever done that before, even in your private group, but you did it and you brought this amazing knowledge to so many. And I know that that was like a win. That was a win for all of you that week. So keep working on celebrating your wins. Keep focused. Everything we did this week, take it in again, bite-sized pieces to implement it. You cannot watch all of us, everything we shared, and go, woo, I'm pouring it all into everything right now. Oh my gosh, you guys, you would be frozen because where am I going to go? You'd be like bounce, bounce, bounce. So the beauty is pick something that hit you that you want to watch again, listen to again, and then start there. And then add in something else, maybe in a week or two, and add something else in a week or two. Because if you take everything, you're obviously doing something right because you're here and you are investing in yourself. So make sure that you are just adding the little things. And I'm sure some of you are like, I do that, I do that, I do that. You're like, oh, I want to do that. So there you go. Celebrate, win. Oh, wow, wow, wow. This has been a magical week. Thanks, Beth.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh my goodness, Lisa Raup, you are just amazing trainer. I love listening to you. And, as you were talking about, Mary Kay and this group staying, I just had goosebumps all over my body for a very long time. And just know you can go back to Sunday and go, what was my challenge on Sunday? My vision board. Okay, did I get that done this week? And if not, can I do that? Because maybe now your vision's a little more solidified. Now you're ready to finish that. Or maybe it's the bookings and taking that booking challenge of like, I'm going to book one new person. I'm going to book a person to come onto a scroll and shop, or Trisha Bless is doing a Zoom for us on the 5 things that, people, and you can get people on there and have a party next week. If that's your singleness of focus, I'm going to get 3 people onto that Zoom party, and I'm going to let Trisha train and lead and do all of that. So I can learn and earn at the same time. We learn and earn at the same time. So go back through that and take those daily challenges again. Maybe you did them, maybe you didn't, not a big deal, but go back now and go, I'm going to pull out a challenge for myself. Because I can tell you, as a leader, you're a leader being on here because if you notice, not your entire unit is on these calls. Okay. So you're the leader of your unit and units. And so now you're going to take those pieces and you are going to implement them. You are going to go back time and time again. So one thing that I did learn this week, and I'm going to hold this up, it's a star. Everybody put a star on your page. Okay. Star on your page, a big star, and you put a little star in the corner. Okay. Just put a little star in the corner. So you got a big star on the page and you got a little star in the corner. This can be your quarterly goals. This could be your seminar goals on here, but in the middle, so every point is a goal, and it could be, 1,800 wholesale. It could be, I'm going to have 3 new Great Start qualifieds. It could be a red jacket. It could be sales director in there. And then in the middle is a personal goal. So I'm going to use Erica. She's on here. She has a goal to pay for going to a wedding in Arizona. And I might be wrong on the state, but she's going out of state for a wedding. She's giving me the thumbs up. Thank you. So she has a goal to pay for that. So she would put in the center of her star cash to pay for my Arizona trip. Okay. Now, I have a huge goal this year. I want to pay cash for a new truck for my husband. Okay. I want to pay cash. I want to have like so much money put aside, and I got to get the dollar amount for that, but that he can walk in and put that cash down and pay for the truck. And so that is a passionate goal for me, but that then tells me, what do I need to sell? Who am I recruiting? Am I getting my recruiting commissions? What does that look like? So that could be your quarterly goals, but then we break that down, like Lisa just said, into weekly. Okay. So, and you can re-put the little goal right in the middle, Arizona trip, or like Darla Michalecki, she is paying for an Airbnb to San Antonio when they go see all the family, so she's going to put that in there. But your goals then. So if it's star, let's just take star, it's a $300 week. And as Lisa said, how many faces is your average for that? And you can put that on another point of the star. You could put on, well, in order to get that many faces, I need to get 1 new lead a day or 5 in the week. So who am I lead generating with? And that's going to be a point of your star. Okay. So now you are breaking this down into these small bite-sized elephant pieces. So as you were talking about that, Lisa, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to share this star thought process of like, you are a star, my friends. You are a star. You're a star of your unit. You're the star of your life. Nobody else is leading your life. You're the star of it. So be excited about that. So put that down on paper. And then I'm just gonna give you a few things here. Some of you may use paper sales receipts. Where's your sales at for this week? Are you $2 away from a $300 week? Woo, get on the phone, go selling. I shed no. And then, once you've hit that goal, you can be like, I did it. I'm done. Okay. Poof. Same thing with, do you have your bookings up for next week? That is your non-negotiable goal that you heard Lisa talk about. Do you have those bookings up for that? If not, who can you do? Say, just like, oh my gosh, Kelly, I have to borrow your face next week. I don't need the rest of your body, but I got to borrow your face next week to hit my goal. And I just want to pamper you and I'll have a special gift. What's better for you, Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday or Thursday? Depends on the days you're working your business. And we'll just try some products on the back of the hand, that you are helping me hit my goal. Women want to help women win. Your clients, you are the biggest star. They are living dreams through you finishing your dreams. Okay. They may never have a big dream for themselves, but man, oh man, when you finish big, they are all like, oh, she's my consultant. She just did this. It's great. Okay. So they're all excited about it. So for your sales receipts, know where you're at, whether you're putting these in on the app, whether you're putting these in individually, whatever that looks like. So I just totaled mine up because I can tell you it's been a hot mess week with everything we've had going on here. I just fill out the receipts, throw them on my desk, products go out the door. And I was like, where are you at, Beth? So I will tell you, I'm at $800 in sales right now. And so today I'm going to hit 1,000. So I am going to be like on the phone till I sell that next 200. It could be that you are at $50 and you want to get to $75, or you're at 75 and you want to get to $100 week in sales. Now you get to challenge you. Cool part about this, how many of you know when you put them on the app, it populates to your weekly accomplishment sheet already? Thank you, Mary Kay. If you are not doing that yet, work with your director so that they can help you get that in. You will love the fact you're tracking on your sheets. Okay. So you can go back and you can see what you did last year at this time, and you've got all of your accomplishment sheets for next year and for taxes. So know your numbers. Can you hit the next level? Faces seen. How many faces have you seen this week? And maybe you have that goal, like it was one, and I am darn proud of myself. Celebrate it. Okay. If I can help you remove that, there's nothing to celebrate, this thought process, there's nothing to celebrate unless I've done a really big thing. My friends, let that go. Celebrate your greatness. Because if you ever read the book, The Compound Effect, it's the little bitty things done consistently. Okay. Be willing to start small. Atomic Habits, 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, only 2 minutes, 2 minutes to make 2 phone calls, send 2 text messages, 2 minutes. Okay. Magic Pockets, like Lisa talked about. Do you need anybody to hostess coach with? Are you finishing up your hostess coaching? Did you need one more step with her before you walk out the door? My family always knew, you know what? I've got 2 things I have to wrap up in the office, and then I will be available by this time for you. And they knew that. I even communicated that with my husband today. We have a couple of errands to do as a couple. And I was like, I will be done in my office by 9, and then we can take off after that. It's like, okay, sounds great. And but that's clear communication to people. I have 15 minutes of work I have to go do right now, and then you're done and you go. Who are your interviews or follow-ups? Who are your guests to your next marketing event? You know, who do I need to layer? Like, oh my goodness. We've got a couple of marketing events next week that you could join into. We'll share some why stories in there. I'll post the links in this group. So Tuesday and Thursday, we're opening up for some why stories. So you can start that process of, hey, would you just jump on so I could learn how to answer questions? And, you know, just asking people to join to hear the Mary Kay Ash story. New referrals. Did you hit your goal yet? Did you find your one new referral? Erica and I have been talking about that. One new referral a day. She wants to build to 5 new a day. I said, you got to start with one. It starts with one, right, Lisa? Wrong. Because I can be a rooftop person, okay? I've had to learn to be that wrong person. Anyway, it's all good. You know, there's hope for everybody. If I can do this, you can do this too. So, but just know, deposit your money too. This is the other thing at the end of the week, deposit your money to your bank account. Get either Financial Friday or Money Monday into your thought process. Deposit your money, deposit your money, deposit your money. Do you need to order? My friends, I have heard people that have had really poor money management, financial things come into this business, and they deposit their money after every day's sales because they can't hang on to it. They need it to go into their bank account. And then at the end of the week, do you need to order every week? Yes, you're going to pay a little bit more in shipping, but if you need that money to go in because you may not be managing it perfectly yet, it's okay. Get the systems in place that are helping you be the best. So if you sold $100 this week, 50 plus tax has to stay in that product account. Do not go below that. Okay. And that's just good. You feel good about yourself when you are managing that money. Can you tell I embezzled myself out of business a couple times as a brand new consultant and went, crap, that did not work very well. So I probably should try it a different way next time. So maybe I can give people hope there if you've ever had that happen to you. So I did have to order regularly, paying cash with everything until I got the habit down and I got better at my finances. Okay. So get the orders in Financial Friday, Monday. But they're just my little fun things for you to finish up your week. Know you, build your star of what's important and why. Your personal goals will always pull you into your business goals. Oh my goodness. To have a downtown 16th or 18th floor, beautiful condo overlooking Lake Michigan, the Chicago skyline, all of that. I even said to my husband the other night, we were watching a race or something. I said, isn't the Chicago skyline the most beautiful thing? I mean, just to see that, it is beautiful. And so, Lisa, you had a goal for that. You worked your business for that.
Mary Kay paid for that. This is our Mary Kay paid for this condo, our second home.
It's so beautiful. My friends, what do you want your Mary Kay business to pay for? Dream. Dream again. You have it within you. And it can be a tiny dream of like, I want new carpet in my bedroom. I want a new bedroom set. I'm paying for the airline tickets to go to Arizona so my husband doesn't have. My kid needs braces. Dance lessons, they're expensive. Okay. Football, there's all these things, but put it down and then engage that family to start making that. And pretty soon it becomes a way of life that kids work for things because they see you working for things. Your family knows it. My 7-year-old granddaughter got on the phone with me yesterday. Grandma, I have a question. Would the skincare that my mom uses be okay for me to use? I said, yes, honey, because her mom has super uber sensitive skin and uses our Mary Kay hydrating set. Okay. And I was like, yes, honey. And so her mom's like, so we'll open a new container for you and it'll be in your bathroom. And I love this. And I was like, and when you brush your teeth, now you're going to wash your face. So we're pocketing habits. I'm teaching her what I'm learning. And it's like, it's just so beautiful to watch the next generation. So my friends, this is going to be the best year ever in your Mary Kay career, your best quarter. And if anybody's interested, I would be happy to come back on here and do how I do my weekly accomplishment sheets. I can also train on, I do an 8-week customer service program that rocks. Like it's all tagged in the My Customer system, and everybody has a week, and I follow up with them, and they get one touch every 8 weeks from me. And you will not believe the amount of reorders that happen. So I will make that into my scheduled events to do so that you can have that video in here also. So yay.
Fun. I didn't know that you did that. And I teach that too. But for 35 years, I have do mine with the paper clip system of 8 different colors. So you're doing the exact same thing. And I do teach it both ways because some people are paper and some people. Yeah. I'm like, see, there you go. Like-minded people, right? And a tracked goal grows, girls. If you track your goal, just like you pulled those sales, you're like, let me see where I'm at. The week's not over. What do I need to do? So track your goals, add them up, because a tracked goal will grow. We've got this, buddy. This is the best year ever for all of us.
Ever. ever, ever, ever. And Lisa, I know that you are finishing queen of the Diamond Seminar for Seminar 2026. I am like so excited to just watch you run and grow that. And I have a personal goal to stand on stage in the top 20 with you, so that I can stand there and cheer you on and be your loudest cheerleader on that stage. Like, wow. And I know we will be going to Switzerland together. And Trisha Bless, you are on here, and I know your unit members are on here, and you've got some really, really big goals yourself too. Either pop on and let us know your unit goals so we can be praying for you, celebrating you, and making this happen. But my friends, we love to celebrate you. And you love to celebrate us. And I appreciate that so very much. You guys are the amazing backbones of our unit. And so thank you. The best way to say thank you to your leader is to go and do what you set out to do. That is the greatest thing. Become the best version of you in that process. So, yay. And Trisha said they are tripling in size their unit and earning their first pink Cadillac. Ah, yay! So exciting. Go be the best version of you in Seminar 2026. And just know this group is here. You can come back to it, do all the fun things, but we'll celebrate you tomorrow night. So be ready to be camera ready tomorrow night at 8 p.m. and total up. What did you do this week? Where are you celebrating you? And we will graduate you onto the next step. All right. Have a great Saturday, everybody.